welcome to the 178th installment of Tell Em Alejandro, your number one place for sports, cars, video games, fitness. If you're a man, you're here. Mr. Alejandro's about to tell him.
What you about to tell him, Alejandro?
I'm about to tell him about the return of Brooklyn's finest, Lance Stephenson.
Tell him, Alejandro!
My man's Brooklyn's finest, Lance Stephenson, is back in the NBA, baby. For the past few years, he's been bouncing around from team to team. Formerly played for the Indiana Pacers. Went from team to team because, he had to get that bag, baby. It was time to pay up. And unfortunately, things went south. He had a few injuries here and there. But now he's back with the Indiana Pacers, baby. And he's back to being Brooklyn's finest. So, the Toronto Raptors were defeating the Indiana Pacers by 19 points at one point in this game. And the Indiana Pacers fought back. And they came back and won this game by double digits. Now, check this out. Late in the game, we had a play where the Toronto Raptors, they missed a shot and the Indiana Pacers got a rebound, baby. And this is where things start to get a little busy. Now, my man's Lance Stephenson got the pass from Pauly, Paul George, and he went up, baby. He laid it up. The Toronto Raptors were not feeling that. Specifically, two goons, Double D, DeMar DeRozan, and one of the super savages in the NBA, PJ Tucker. They got straight in Lance Stephenson's face, and they started pressing crazy. Like, yo, what's wrong with you out here trying to pad your stats? Who do you think you are, buddy? You gonna get your butt right up out this league just as fast as you came back. Something like this is considered Bush League. You're supposed to quote-unquote dribble the clock out. However, I personally have no problem with what Lance Stephenson did. At the end of the day, I am only playing to defeat you. My man's Herm Edwards said it best. You play to win the game.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Now, as far as Double D, DeMar DeRozan, and PJ Tucker, I completely understand why they were upset, and I don't necessarily blame them for getting into Lance Stephenson's face. If I was on the team that got scored on late like that, I'd probably be pressing that dude too. Like, who do you think you are? I'm gonna catch you in the alley and give you the beat down, baby. But, like I said, as somebody who's just consuming the game, I'm like, yo, go up. If the other team has a problem with you going up and getting them extra 2 points, then tell them to stop you, block you, foul you, do something to prevent you from getting them 2 points. But as far as I see it, Toronto Raptors, how about y'all don't give up a 19-point lead? How about y'all don't end up losing by double digits? How about y'all stop the Indiana Pacers competitively, winning-wise? You understand? Y'all didn't do that. Y'all got y'all butts whooped. So it is what it is. Hold that L, baby. Now, these two teams, if they meet in the playoffs, I do definitely expect the Toronto Raptors to win. They're a superior team by far. And at the same token, the Pacers are actually fighting. They're scratching. They're clawing, trying to get into the NBA Eastern Conference playoffs. So we'll see what's up, man. The playoffs are coming up right around the corner. Happy that Lance Stephenson, Brooklyn's finest, is back with the Indiana Pacers, man. And I'm sure LeBron James is ecstatic as well, as Lance Stephenson delivered the most demonic ear blow of all time. I gotta question Pauly though, Paul George, because he's been on record saying that he's glad to have Lance Stephenson back. I don't know if he's so happy to have Lance Stephenson back, because if you remember a few years ago, vividly, like I do, we covered when Pauly was asked, would you like Lance Stephenson back? And he said something to the effect of, I don't know.
Lance, a lot's been made about, his future with the Pacers. Do you want to see number one by your side next season?
I don't know.
And I feel like, how you don't know? If that's supposed to be your man's, then you know whether you want him back or not. And the answer is yes, duh, right? This is kind of like a few years ago when Donavan McNabb, the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, had a teammate, a beast, a monster, somebody who should be in the Hall of Fame voters, okay? His name was Terrell Owens, one of the best wide receivers, if not best wide receiver Mr. Alejandro has ever witnessed play in the NFL. And basically it came time for Terrell Owens to get a contract. And with the position that Donavan McNabb had on that team, he was like a leader. If he would have came out and said, yo, Eagles, re-sign my man T.O., they would have got the job done. But he ain't really put his back on the line for T.O. And it's crazy because a few years later, when running back Brian Westbrook, when it was time to pay him his contract time, McNabb came out and was like, yo, we need to re-sign Westbrook, da-da-da. The same way how you would hold your mans down, but he ain't hold T.O. down. Long story short, I don't know for sure if Pauly's happy to have Stephenson back, but I know Mr. Alejandro certainly is. He's one of my favorite players, baby, from Brooklyn, baby, Coney Island specifically, and then it's always snowing over there, and I don't necessarily mean the weather, baby. Yeah, I'm so nasty. There you have it, folks. Mr. Alejandro's recap of Lance Stephenson returning to the Indiana Pacers, baby. Are y'all glad to see Stephenson back, or do you hate him? You think he stinks and you want him out the league again? What do y'all think about the Pacers? Y'all think they could slide up in the playoffs and make some noise? I think they could make noise, but I don't think they could flex on the Toronto Raptors. And do y'all think that the Toronto Raptors, specifically Double D, DeMar DeRozan, and PJ Tucker, are being soft for getting mad at Stephenson for getting a layup late in the game, when in reality they probably should just stop him if they don't want him getting the points? Y'all already know what y'all gotta do. Tell them in the comments.
Tell him.
Tonight's bow tie is swaggy. It's blue and it's gold. I'm like Lance Stephenson. I'll never fold. Tune in for more sports, cars, video games, fitness, and all that. Follow at Em Alejandro to hear my immediate reaction to live sports events, or if you want to hear me cover a certain team or a topic. Tell them. Outro music. Get it. CA Drinkers, Tony Romo, retired. He gonna be a broadcaster from here on out. Very underappreciated, man, for real. This is coming from a Giants fan. He has game, stop sleeping on him. WestBreezy, baby, 41 triple-doubles. Y'all already know how I feel. That's my man, the Energizer Bunny. He's the MVP of this season, no question. Let's get it.